Last year in the city of Memphis, over 30 of us children were murdered. When it comes to protecting the lives of us children, everybody is the police. You can't sit and be silent while my classmates and my friends are dying in the streets. What kind of people are you when little girls and little boys are being slaughtered like animals and you have said nothing? Every part of our neighborhood is stained with the blood of my friends and my classmates. When it comes to protecting the lives of us children, we are all the police. Every one of us has been deputized to be the police to protect our community from this murderous reign of terror. You can't sit silent anymore. Too many of my friends are dying. Too many babies crying. Too much pain to bear. We must do the right thing. Put 911 on speed dial. Silence is no longer an option. With over 600,000 people in the city of Memphis, these murderers can't kill all of us. We are all the police. This slaughter must stop now. Right now. Do you understand? We are all the police.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and welcome once again to the Self-Improvement Basis for Community Development Talk Show. I'm your weekly host, Brother James Muhammad. I'm honored to have on the show this afternoon my brother from Parenting with a Purpose, Brother Omar Baruti. Good afternoon, my brother.
How you doing, sir?
And welcome to the show, my brother.
Good to be here.
And also I have my sister Cynthia Pulliam, who representing Centurion Support Services here in Fraser, right?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sister, and welcome to the show. And today we're going to talk about a event that's coming to Memphis, Black Fathers March, 1 Million Black Fathers March. But before we get into that, I'd like to know more about these organizations and the benefit to the community. We'll start with you, my brother, Brother Omar, Parenting with a Purpose. I like that. Considering the circumstance here in Memphis, especially with juvenile court, what is the inspiration behind Parenting with a Purpose?
I've been going into the prison system for over 30 years, and I kept seeing younger and younger children in prison. As I'm talking to the children, trying to see what happened, how did you get here? Then and they're telling me about their life, and I've always seen no father in the house. Mm-hmm. And the parents that are there are working and have very little time to be parents. So now the TV is raising the children, the video game, but not the parent. And then they're hooking up with elements in the community and in the media that's causing them to get off track because now they're brainwashed. You didn't brainwash them, mama, but the media is brainwashing them. And they see that as the way you're supposed to live your life. And after I kept seeing that, I felt like maybe I can go and do something to stop the process because there's too many of them coming. So I decided we were going to do foster care because a lot of those children that went in prison went through the foster care system.
No, okay.
And I decided we were going to take just level 3 children. These are level 3. Level 3 means you have a behavior problem so bad nobody wants you, and if nobody takes you, you go into a lockup facility. Mm-hmm. So with 32 children over an 8-year time period, we were foster parents of the year, but our real focus was how can we get you to have a whole different mindset. So now you won't be headed that way. You be headed back to success.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, my brother. Sister Cynthia, Centurion Support Services,
Yes.
located in Fraser.
Yes.
What is the inspiration behind your organization and how can the community benefit from it?
Basically, Centurion Community Support Center is designed to bring resources back to the community that was lost during that predatory lending. You'll notice a lot of the stores, a lot of the businesses are gone from the Fraser area. So things that were taken from us that now we have to drive on the other side of town to get. Like, for instance, our any type of food stamps, whatever, we have to go out of our community. When it used to be right over on Jackson, maybe 5 miles away, now we have to go out to the Carter Boulevard. Mm-hmm. So we'll have like small little places where they can go, get the information, fill it out, and then we'll transport the information back to the main areas. So we want to put back things that were lost in our community. Also, we want to support in areas that we haven't had support in. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, now that they come up with this new law with education, that the kids, if they don't pass kindergarten, well, the new rule is that they don't pass this test for kindergarten. So what we're going to do is start working with the kids from birth, getting parents to reading, getting our kids reading so that they all be reading by the time they get to kindergarten. And we got other programs, like we have an LPN program that's going to be there.
LPN? Right?
Yeah, so one of my real close friends, she always wanted an LPN program, so she's going to have an LPN program. And Mr. Omar, he will have his Parenting with a Purpose. We'll be working with DCS. So we don't want our kids to have to go out of our community to get their resources. We want the resources to be in the community so they feel comfortable with them. Because a lot of our kids, when they do come into custody, for some reason, the African American community, we don't like to foster. You know, it's very rare. You get somebody like Mr. Omar. I worked with DCS before, and one thing we have to do is our kids don't feel comfortable when you take them from North Memphis to Germantown. They don't feel comfortable when you take them from, and we have such large number of children coming into custody. Sometimes children can be outsourced as far as Muckford or, they're like, where am I at? This is a whole new world. But if they're in their world, it's safe and secure. That's what we want to do. So things of that nature is what the resource. It's going to be like a healing hospital for the community. Things that we don't have. We got to heal from this process. And I think once the healing process begin, it will help us. It'll show up in other areas. Like it'll show up and the children will want to attend school. They'll want to go. Parents will want to parent. Because they'll get more parenting skills and things of that. So that's what we want to do.
All right, brothers and sisters, just now tuning in to the Self-Improvement Basis for Community Development Talk Show. I'm here with my brother and sister. I'm with my brother, Omar Baruti. He's with Parenting for a Purpose. We have my sister at the Centurion Support Organization. It sounds like a resource center.
Yes.
Where you can get a holistic resource center. So, sister, we want to talk more about that. You shared with us earlier that you had another inspiration which inspired you to start this organization.
Yes, my son was killed from gun violence in July 12, 2020. And that was the last promise I made him that I would get this, because he was helping me before he passed away. And he made me promise that I would get the center open because he knew the love and the passion I had for the community. He said, Mama, promise me. So I promised my son that I would get the center open. And that's my real inspiration. They're pushing me when I don't want to go. It's like, okay, I can just hear him say, you promise. So that's what we're working on. So hopefully in May, we'll start working on the actual building. And we're hoping to have children in there in June for summer program.
Okay, and reason I asked that question because so many organizations are popping up like weeds.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not really inspired to help our community. They're getting grant money and they're LLCs and so you need an inspiration behind what you're doing, and that gives you the motivation. Like you said, when you're tired, you don't feel like going. Your son is talking to you, mother. We need you. The community needs you. So we thank you for that also, brother. Parenting with a Purpose. I love that title. We have a parental problem here in Shelby County.
Yes.
Serious. How can Parenting with a Purpose help with that parental problem, help with in the juvenile court system, in the school system? Back in the day, we used to have truant officers. And when no such thing, you weren't going to school. They would drive around looking for you if you walked. But now children are everywhere.
Right.
The parents are everywhere. You can't tell the parents from the children. We have a serious problem in Shelby County area.
Same. Very sad. Like the first child that we had, 12 years old. How do you have 34 felonies at 12 years old? Like 5 of them are grand theft auto. Skinny, short little child. I asked him, how do you see across the dashboard to drive a car? I always take 2 telephone books with me. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I said, well,
He's not dumb.
I said, when you bring a stolen car to your mother's house, what did she say? Just want to know if she had the gas take me to the store. I said, wait a minute. Did she work at a store? No, she's a booster.
Okay.
I didn't know what a booster was. I didn't know what it was one. So he broke it down and so she would go shoplift. And she would, steal stuff and sell on the street corner over by Booker T. Washington School where she lived. But again, you have groomed this child to be a thief, and now he's in prison for what you groomed him for.
Wow.
You got a low-income house, apartment in Jackson, Tennessee now, but he's in prison in a prison system. And again, I kept seeing that. A 9-year-old is, he's also a foster child. He comes in, sucking his thumb and holding a little red teddy bear, and he said, I don't know why the F they brought me over here. I'm the captain of the Bloods and the Crips and the Vice Lord. I need to go train my men. Wait a minute. But you know about the Bloods and Crips.
And 9, no?
And 9. But then, when I got to talking to him, And then I finally met his mom because I was trying to get him back to his family. But we couldn't go back to mom because mom had 5 felonies. And she got her first one at age 14 with 400 pounds of marijuana. And she would brag to her children about how she was a dope dealer. And she's tattooed from her ankle up to her neck. And she bragged and proud of her felonious record. And the children are saying mom was a role model. And so that's the path he went down. And as much as I tried to get him back on the path, it was very difficult. In fact, he just got out of prison a little over a year ago. He had multiple felonies, habitual felonies, they call it. And what he had done, he and his father had fallen out. His father kept putting him out. And I left my office to go meet him since he was out. He was homeless. I said, here's $40 to buy some food because you ain't ate in 2 or 3 days. Go back and ask your father, beg your father to let you come back. And this time you're going to do right. Because what were you doing wrong? You were walking around his house with no clothes on. And you were intimidating his lady friend who was staying there with him. And she felt like he might try to rape her. And that's why I kept putting you out. And as I was talking to him, I realized from this conversation, he was not going to do that. He was going to ask his dad for that. And I told him in my car, when I took him to the bus station downtown, I said, you know, based on what I hear you saying, I said, you're going to be locked up again within 30 days. It wasn't even 2 weeks later. He called me from the penal farm. He said, Omar, you right. I said, who is this? This is the patron. I'm locked up again. I said, but you locked up for this time? Well, they said it was armed robbery. I said, they said it was armed robbery. I said, what do you mean? Well, I was hungry. I spent that money you gave me, and I was hungry, so I went to the store and I pointed a gun at the clerk, but I had no bullets in it. But they got you on video.
Wow.
And they said you can plea bargain and get 2 years, but we're gonna have a trial and you're gonna get 40 years because you're a habitual felon. And so he got the 2 years. But that 2 years transformed him.
Wow.
He had tattoo on his forehead, money over bitches. 3 teeth knocked out. And when I went to pick him up, down there off of, right there by the Shelby State? Oh, it ain't Shelby State. No,
Southwest?
It's Southwest. I went to pick him up. I was asking him, how you gonna make money since you can't go back to your father's house? And then he said, well, the trans lifestyle pretty cool, brother of mine. I'm gonna sell booty, and I'm gonna suck.
Wow. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Well, you mentioned fathers. April the 1st through the 3rd, 2023, 1 Million Black Fathers March. Now we've had the Million Man March, the Million Women's March, the Million Family March.
Yes.
And many other marches after. But 1 Million Black Fathers March weekend in Memphis. What is the inspiration behind this, and how can we get involved? And give us more details.
The inspiration was, as I'm looking at these children, I'm realizing there is no father in the house. There's no guidance. They only know what a real man look like because they see a real man. They looking at a gangster rapper with his pants sagging, flashing money, guns, calling women out of their names. They think that's a real man. And since they've never seen one, then they start going down that road and acting like that, and that's their hero. That's their image, and they want to be like that. And I'm thinking that's what got you in prison in the first place, going down that path. But if your father was here like it was in my day, the whole neighborhood raised you. You could get in trouble on one street without getting in trouble on the next street. Somebody would put your chastise you and put you back in your place. Even in school. If you got a spank in that school, when you got home, there was some more waiting for you.
Well, at least we had coaches in the school that regulated the affairs.
Yes.
I went to Hamilton, and I'll never forget Lord Williams, Coach Hancock, Theodore Anderson,
Yes.
Principal Johnson,
Yes. Yes.
Otto, and all these men that roamed the hallway, and they held that pedal and said, get out of the hallway, you get out of the hallway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now they're taking men like this out of the school.
And that's sad.
They're younger,
Yes.
and they're softer.
That's sad.
So you had a man everywhere you turn. In my neighborhood over in the Alcee Hill by Alcee Elementary School, father was in the neighborhood. Father was outside cutting lawns. The father was everywhere.
Yes.
So if the brother next door didn't have a father, he had one next door.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
hung out with them.
Yes, sir.
So I see the importance of this 1 Million Black Fathers March. It's in the spirit of the Million Man
Yes,
March.
exactly. That's where it came from.
So this is going to be a beautiful weekend.
Yes, sir.
April the 1st, Saturday, got Drum Majors for Justice. What is Drum Majors for Justice?
Dr. King was talking about being a drum major for justice because he felt like there's so much injustice. I got to sound the drums to make people understand we have got to have justice. And I don't care if I lose my life, I don't care. I'm gonna be a drum major. I'm gonna sound it as loud as I can sound it.
Yes.
So I thought about that 5 years ago. And then with my sister right here, she said, why don't you go ahead and implement that? And then the children can be the drum majors. And then they can get inspired by one of the speakers who can talk to them about rising to the top, going to the mountaintop, like Dr. King talked about.
Yes.
All that your talents and abilities. Don't let nothing stop you.
Yes.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, that's Saturday, April the 1st, Drum Majors for Justice Parade. That's going to be a parade also. Who's going to be participating in the parade?
We want all the bands and cars. We have cars from, of course, you know, I represent Moms Against Gun Violence. So we're having cars. Ride for Tears is going to lead us, and we have like 40, 50 cars. And then we'll also have bands, we'll have cheerleaders, we'll have dance. It's going to be a real parade. And Dr. What's his name?
Umar Johnson.
Actually, my Johnson.
No, the young man that's leading the parade.
Oh, that's Justin Pearson.
Justin Pearson is going to be
He's the state representative.
representative, and he's
Okay.
going to be there to talk to you right after the parade, and he'll say who won and everything. But everything is going to be going on in the park. Right after the parade, they come to the park, and we got all kind of shows, singing, dancing, all kind of activities going on in the park till like 4:00.
And this is going to be at the famous Robert R. Churchill Park.
Yes.
Church Park.
Yes.
And that's downtown, close to Beale Street. Okay, on Sunday, April the 2nd, Black Fathers March Gala Night.
Yes.
Tell me about this and where it's going to be at.
It's going to be at the Candlelight Ballroom on Park. And we want everybody to come out, buy a ticket. Please call and find out how you can get your ticket. We want the house full. Dr. Umar Johnson will speak that night. And you get a picture with Dr. Umar Johnson if you attend the game. And also you have his books and everything of that nature. And we're also going to have unsung heroes. These are people that's in the community that you don't hear about that's doing the groundwork on the ground.
Yes.
So we have like 10, Mr. Omar have 10 men that he's been looking at in the community. He feels, you know, these men work real hard and they don't get all the flowers and glory and praise and accolades.
Beautiful.
So the same thing, we'll have 5 African American women who have, and they don't get all the accolades. So they're really doing the work. Because I have one friend, she feeds like 100 and some people every Sunday. And she pays that food out of her pockets. And it's amazing, you know, how God just keep blessing. And she's been doing this, I've known her about 6 years now. So she's been doing this, I know, 6 years. So it's people like that. We want Michael Adrian Davis will be our host, him and Dr. Ed Waters. So we're going to have a real live, it's going to be off the chain. So make sure you come. That's going to be it's going to be awesome because you're going to get the one-on-one time. If you want to see Dr. Umar Johnson one-on-one, that's when you need to come.
So that's Sunday, April the 2nd, Black Fathers March Gala Night.
Yes,
And there's going to be a silent auction also.
yes,
It starts at 6 p.m.
yes,
Tickets are $100.
yes.
And we're not asking for anybody any money on this show. We just read it.
We just read
So it's at the Candlelight Ballroom. That's 3015 Park Avenue in the Great Orange Mountain.
Yeah, yes.
Beautiful place to have it in the
Yes,
Orange Mountain,
yes.
the oldest black community in America,
America.
and the first.
Yes.
So please attend. Also now on Monday, April the 3rd, you know what that Monday remind me of, right? They said we couldn't make a Million Man March successful on a Monday. We asked for 1 million, but 2.8 million came out.
Come on.
So we are asking for on Monday, April the 3rd, the official March day, Robert R. Church Park at 4 p.m. Free event. Honorable guest speaker, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yes.
So Monday
Yes,
will be a very special day. We need all the fathers to show up.
Yes, we do.
yes,
All of the fathers to show up.
Yes.
yes.
Also, there's gonna be Grizzly tickets giveaway.
Yes, we're gonna give out some tickets. We're gonna purchase some, or they're gonna give us some. But we'll be giving away free Grizzly tickets in Raccoon Mall.
Okay, now I see also on this MLK 55.
Yes, this is the 55th year of the anniversary of Dr. King giving his speech and his death. So, in honor of his speech, Dr. Umar Johnson will speak at in the park at 6 o'clock.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Now, how can the community get more involved?
We need the community to get, number one, we need you to show up for the activities. We have 2 activities that's totally free, and that's the one on Saturday and the one Monday. Now, if you can't afford to go to the gala, we understand, but please, please bring your family out, your kids out. We got all types of games and activities for them to participate in, and we're gonna have a real live concert, guys. We got people come from all over. We want Memphis to show up. We got people coming from Philadelphia, Atlanta, everywhere. Please don't let them come to our house and we're not at home.
Come on.
Come on, yeah. We need to be at home. So we want everybody to please come to the park on the 1st and come to the park on the 3rd.
Now, I also notice on Sunday, April the 2nd, you're asking everyone to wear African attire, dressed to impress. Can I come with my camera?
You got to come with your camera.
I can't come with my camera. Take this.
We're going to have the red carpet rolled out. And you don't want to be on that carpet. You got to bring it all. Bring it all. If you don't wear your African attire, that's fine. But dress to impress. And because we're going to have a grand night. It's a gala, people. It's a gala.
Now, also Saturday on April the 1st, it's a free event at the Robert Church Park. Starts at 10:30 a.m. and there's a health and job fair.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, fathers and child TikTok challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, workshops and live music, food trucks and more.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
This is going to be our event.
Yes.
And beautiful. So, and also on Monday the 3rd now, official March Day. Let's show up and inspire
Yes.
Yes.
our brothers and sisters. So now in closing, any closing comments? What can we do to help? What can we bring? What about donations or websites?
Okay. If you're interested, your main help you can do is purchase a ticket. Purchase a ticket. We would love for your nonprofit organization. You can buy the whole table for $1,000. You get 10 people. So please, we want to sell it by the table, but we will sell it to individuals. It's only $100, and we spend $100 on dinner all the time. So I think this is a purpose. The purpose is for us to come together. This is a march that's just starting, and the momentum for something great that's getting ready to happen here in Memphis, because we're getting ready to come together in Memphis. We want everybody at the table, and this is what this is for us to emphasize. We're coming to the table together, and we're going no problems, all solutions. So all of our speakers, we already told them, no problems.
We ain't talking
all
about the
solutions.
problems.
We know what the problem is. All solutions, and you come and hear the solutions, because we're gonna hold them accountable. We have all kind of elected officials there, and when they don't do what they promised, we're gonna rewind that tape and say, "You promised this, and you didn't deliver."
Love it.
Oh, if you did deliver, we're gonna encourage you to go even further.
You're like me, I'm tired of a lot of conferencing. I like
Yes.
actions
Yes.
now.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Brother Omar, parenting with a purpose.
What we're looking at is an action plan. What do we need to do to put our children back on track and put our community back whole again?
Yes.
Because Memphis has been sometimes known as the murder capital of America. And because even though we don't have 1 million people, we have more murders here than in some of the larger cities. But there's got to be an action plan to save our children and to preserve our community. Even elders can't even walk down the street anymore. Back in the day, you would respect the elders. You wouldn't even raise your voice around them. Now you kill them.
That's right.
But that has to change. But it's got to change starting with the father. When they see the father in the house, the male role model, the provider for the children, and the safeguard for the community, then we can make that whole picture change and go back to the way it should be.
All right, brothers and sisters, first of all, thank you for coming on the Self-Improvement Basic for Community Development Talk Show. Brother Omar, Parenting with a Purpose. Sister Cynthia, Centurion, Support Center. I got it right this time, all right? And we're going to have you all back so as we progress along
Yes.
and begin to help our community. And I'd love to have you back on this show. Brothers and sisters, thank you once again for tuning in to the Self-Improvement Basis for Community Development Talk Show. Remember, April the 1st through the 3rd, 2023, MLK 55, 1 Million Black Fathers March, weekend in Memphis. I'll see you there. Self-Improvement, the Basis for Community Talk Show will be there. Until next week, peace be unto you.
Last year in the city of Memphis, over 30 of us children were murdered. When it comes to protecting the lives of us children, everybody is the police. You can't sit and be silent while my classmates and my friends are dying in the streets. What kind of people are you when little girls and little boys are being slaughtered like animals and you have said nothing? Every part of our neighborhood is stained with the blood of my friends and my classmates. When it comes to protecting the lives of us children, we are all the police. Every one of us has been deputized to be the police to protect our community from this murderous reign of terror. You can't sit silent anymore. Too many of my friends are dying. Too many babies crying. Too much pain to bear. We must do the right thing. Put 911 on speed dial. Silence is no longer an option. With over 600,000 people in the city of Memphis, these murderers can't kill all of us. We are all the police. This slaughter must stop now. Right now. Do you understand? We are all the police.